Hey everybody, I'm Michael Chasin with Michael Chasin Real Estate. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't seen one of them before, I am absolutely passionate about the Phoenix real estate market. And I try to answer all the common questions that people ask me on literally a weekly basis. So as always, I start with, are we in a buyer's or seller's market? If you ask me that question, the answer is always going to be, well, both. Just because it depends on what part of the market it is that we're talking about, and everything depends on supply and demand. You may remember that from your economics class. If, in terms of real estate, if we have a lot of buyers on the market and not a lot of inventory, that's going to mean that the sellers are in control in terms of negotiation. If we have a ton of inventory on the market and not a lot of buyers, that means that the buyers are going to be in control of the negotiations because there's a lot for them to choose from and ultimately less offers for each individual property. So as we go into kind of an overall view of the market, here on this chart, what this basically shows is the percentage of homes that were available every month that's sold. And so if we have a 2-month supply, that's going to mean that we are very low in supply, so the sellers are going to be in the strong negotiation position. Whereas if we have a 10-month supply at any given price range, that's going to mean the buyers are in control because there's way more inventory on the market than there are buyers. And so just from a statistical standpoint, the way that we as investors kind of look at things is anytime we have a 4-month supply or 25% of all homes on the market are selling, that's where we actually draw the line between the buyers and sellers market. So taking a look at April of 2018 over here, what we're seeing is that across the spectrum of all price ranges, 44% of all of the properties that were available were actually purchased. So overall, we're going to be in a seller's market, but that doesn't mean that all price ranges are in the seller's market. And this slide here will actually break this down for you a little bit further. So everything on this chart here is assuming that we're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. We're not really looking at condos, townhomes, those sorts of things. So 3-bedroom, 2-bath, anything that was between $125,000 and about $200,000, 100% of the homes that came on the market or were available for sale sold. Doesn't mean it happened within that month, but typically speaking, they're actually selling very, very quick. And then as we get into the higher price ranges, we see the percentage of homes being sold actually declining just a little bit. So as an example, in the $200,000 to $225,000 range, 79% of the homes sold. As we go over to, say, the $300,000 to $350,000, we're looking at 44% of the homes actually sold. So once we find that 25% line, which is the red line, that's where we draw the line between the buyers and sellers market. And as of right now, that split occurs right at the $600,000 range. So anything that is south of $600,000 is in a solid seller's market. Typically speaking, the seller is going to be in control of negotiations. Although as we get into those higher price ranges, it's actually a little bit more neutral than it is strong. We're just kind of looking at it from a mathematical standpoint. And then once we get above 600,000, that is going to be a strong buyer's market, meaning that there are a lot more homes available on the market than there are buyers out there willing to purchase. And typically, anytime we get to the $1 million price range and higher, it's pretty much always going to be a solid buyer's market. There's pretty much always more buyers on the market, or more inventory on the market than there are buyers. So I hope this little presentation helped you. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you'd like to see more of these presentations, you can always download my app. It is free. If you text the word consult at 36260, you'll get that link sent immediately over to you. You can download it on your phone, and any videos that I post talking about the real estate market are always available on that app. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the day.